Hello and welcome to a short tutorial on using iMovie to create your newscast. So the first thing you need to do is download the videos that you created on Ms. Oli's computer. You'll go to Google Drive and go to Shared with Me, and you'll find the folder that was shared with you. So here's the 1990s folder. Then I'm going to secondary click or two-finger click on the Mac to get the secondary menu, and I'll choose Download. It will take a few minutes to download all of the files in your video folder. When it has finished downloading, you can click on the little arrow next to the message about the download and choose Show in Finder. Now, because mine is not absolutely completely downloaded, it still says unconfirmed. After it finishes downloading, it should change to a folder with a little zipper on it. And it did. It's right here now. It's called 1990s dash a bunch of numbers zip. So now I need to unzip it. So I use two fingers on the mouse pad to get the secondary menu. I click on Open With and then Archive Utility. Then you will have a folder with your videos in it. Next, I'm going to open iMovie. When I open iMovie, it goes to my current project. Depending on who used the computer that you're using last, there may be a project ongoing. We don't want to disturb that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import, which is this little down arrow right here. Your screen may look slightly different than mine, but that's okay. When I click on import, a new window will pop up, and I actually want to choose a place to import these to. So I'm choosing a new event called News. So then I'm importing the videos to the news event. I click on Jenny Keys. It may say lower school laptop, it may say laptop 14. It's the username that's right here, or with the little house icon. Okay? Then you should be able to find the downloads folder and the folder for your videos. So I open the folder, I click on the first video I want, I hold the shift key with my other hand and click on the last video. That selects all of the videos, and then I click on Import Selected. Now I want to create a new movie project. So I go up to the File menu and I say New Movie. I do not want to use any of their default themes. So I choose No Theme and then click Create. I give it a better name than my movie, News of the 1990s. Now I want to add an intro, so I'm going to click on Maps and Backgrounds, and I can choose any of the maps or backgrounds here. I'm going to use the educational map and drag that down, and then I click on Titles. Your screen may look different than mine, but it still has all of the same options. So your titles option may be up here in the toolbar, but that's fine. Just click on Titles and choose the titles you want to use. I'm going to use the standard title, and then I can double click in here and say, I'll take out the title text at the top, and then I could put in the names of myself and my teammates. Obviously, these are not the correct names for the videos I'm using. All right, I hit the Enter key when I'm done, and then I can press the space bar to watch it play and see how it's going to look. Pretty good. Now I go back to my news event to see the clips I need. Generally speaking, these are in order. So I'm going to double click on this to select the entire clip and drag it down to my timeline. Now I have my timeline really stretched out, and for this part it's actually easier to reduce that, so I'm seeing each second as much narrower. So I'm going to double click and drag that one down, double click, drag this one down. Now I'm going to increase my timeline again because it does make it easier to work with things when they are more stretched out. So right here, I can see in the audio that there's a pause. I can listen to that by hitting the space bar. So there's a pause before Zoe starts speaking. So I can just cut that out so that we don't need that pause. So I move my indicator to where I want to cut the clip, and then I can two-finger click on my mouse pad and choose split clip. Notice it's also showing me the shortcut there, which is Command B. So I click on that, that splits the clip, and now I can delete, using the delete key on my keyboard, that piece of the film. Now we no longer have that pause. It's a good thing to record pauses at the beginning of your video because that way you can always cut it out and it gives you some flexibility. So here we go.
Hello, it's Zoe in the news. Today we're talking about our decade of the night. So sad, don't you think, Cassie?
Okay, now again, there's a pause at the end before she leans forward to push the stop button. So I'm going to cut that off as well. Also, I don't know if you can hear this very well through the recording, but the volume is not very loud. So I can see that the volume, you see the voice print here? I can see that the volume is not very loud anywhere along here. In fact, it's very quiet right there. So I think I'm going to increase the volume of everything. To do that, I press Command A on my keyboard. Then I'm going to click on volume button up here and increase the audio of all the tracks. As I'm moving this up and down, I can see the voice print in the video clips increasing and decreasing. I'm going to increase it actually all the way to 400% because some of them are still pretty quiet, even at 400%. All right, so that should make it easier to hear things. So let's go on and look at the next clip. So the Princess Diana clip, I didn't really need to edit any mistakes out. Let's listen to the next one and see if we need to edit things there.
Yes, thank Cassie. On the other hand, the Columbine shooting was one of the deadliest shootings in the United States history. Two seniors responsible.
Okay, so this young man has a little here, so I can cut that out. If I move my indicator back, right there, I'm going to take this, you can hear the right there, so I'm going to take that out. So I use Command B on the keyboard to break it, and then I use Command B to break it on the other side, and then I can delete that 0.6 seconds of
Two seniors responsible killed 13 and wounded more than 20 people.
And so here we have Felicia next.
Ron legal men were found outside Nicole's home in Brentwood, stabbed to death. OJ.
Nope, just start over with OJ.
Thank you, Michael. Did you know?
Okay, so we have a little bit of a mistake here, and you can actually hear me talking to her in the background, so let's cut that out. I'm going to Command B right here because that's before where she has the little mess up. And then over here somewhere.
But just start over with Americans. Let's see here. Evidence found. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see that this is where she starts talking again, right here. So I'll break right there and delete that whole section of mistake right out. So there will be a little bit of a jump because she's moved between these two places, but that's okay.
Stabbed to death. Evidence found to suspect OJ.
Great, so the mistake is gone.
I agree, that must have been really hard for all of Great Britain.
Oh, so this one is not in the right place. This one should actually be after the first one. So I'm going to, again, reduce the timeline so I can see all my clips a little bit more easily. I'm going to grab that clip and drag it up and place it between these because that's where it actually belongs. Okay, so then I can increase this again so it's easier for me to see.
So sad, don't you think, Cassie? I agree, that must have been really hard for all of Great Britain.
Okay, so now everything looks pretty good. I gotta check this one clip out at the very end.
Thanks for watching!
All right, so the very end, because I increased the volume of all of the tracks, that one's now too loud. So let's go and select that one by itself and reduce that 400% until we don't see any of those little yellow or red marks above that line. There we go. All right, so the video is finished. It's ready to go. I think it looks great. You should probably watch it one more time to make sure that you've edited everything you need to, and then you're going to click on Share. So File, Share, Share File. Okay, make sure it has a good name. If it doesn't, change the name. And then click on Next. I'm going to save this to the desktop and click Save. It will take a while for iMovie to process the video and finalize it and save it to the desktop, so be patient. When iMovie has finished exporting your video, you will find it on your desktop. So here it is, News of the 1990s. The final thing I need to do is make sure that this video is shared with my teacher and my team and is accessible for the presentations of the decades. So I need to go back to Chrome, and you can see that I'm still in Shared with Me, where the 1990s folder is. I'm going to double click on the folder, and then I'm going to drag the final video into that folder so that it uploads and is shared with my teacher and anyone else the folder is shared with. Then I can download it to my iPad and play it during the presentations of the decades. You can see that it's upload complete and it's right there. It may take a few minutes before it's fully uploaded and actually viewable online on your iPad or another device because it takes some time for Google to process all of the information. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, or Mr. Witt can help you as well. Thanks for watching.